they began to piece together the story of its inhabitants. Strange artifacts and structures hinted at a highly advanced civilization that had flourished in Antarctica long before anyone had even thought of exploring the frozen continent. But as they uncovered more secrets, the team also encountered unexpected dangers and mysteries that made them question the true nature of the city and its inhabitants. One of the most striking discoveries was a series of strange devices that seemed to be some kind of advanced technology. The team found intricate machinery that appeared to harness the power of the elements, as well as intricate mechanisms that seemed to control the flow of time itself. At first, the team was astounded by the level of technological sophistication that the lost civilization had achieved. But as they continued to explore the city, they began to realize that there was something deeply unsettling about these devices. Some of the devices seemed to be alive, pulsing with a strange energy that made the team members feel uneasy. Others seemed to have been designed for sinister purposes, with mysterious symbols and diagrams that hinted at dark rituals and sacrifices. As the team struggled to make sense of these discoveries, they also encountered other strange phenomena that defied explanation. They heard strange whispers and echoes that seemed to come from the very walls of the city. They saw visions and apparitions that they could not explain, and felt a sense of foreboding that grew stronger with every passing moment. And then, in a final shocking revelation, the team discovered the truth about the lost civilization and its fate. They learned that the city had been built by a race of beings that were not quite human, and that they had been destroyed by a catastrophic event that had left no trace of their existence. The team realized that they had stumbled upon one of the greatest mysteries in the history of humanity. They had uncovered a lost civilization that had been forgotten for millennia, and had uncovered secrets that had been hidden for just as long. But as they prepared to leave the city and return to the outside world, the team could not shake the feeling that they had not fully understood the true nature of the lost civilization. They wondered if the city had really been destroyed, or if it was still out there somewhere waiting to be rediscovered. As they looked back at the ruins of the lost city, the team knew that they had only scratched the surface of a mystery that was far deep. The truth revealed. As the team dug deeper into the ruins of the lost city, they began to piece together the story of the civilization that once inhabited it. At first, the clues were cryptic and confusing, but slowly they started to make sense. They discovered that the city had been built by a highly advanced and technologically sophisticated society, far beyond anything that had existed on Earth at the time. The architecture, the engineering, and the materials used were all highly unusual and difficult to explain. It was as if the builders of the city had access to knowledge and resources that were beyond the reach of the rest of the world. As they explored the city further, the team found evidence of a catastrophic event that had destroyed much of the city and its inhabitants. There were signs of massive earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and tsunamis that had ravaged the area. The team also found evidence of a massive underground complex that seemed to have been some kind of laboratory or research facility. But the most shocking discovery was yet to come. As they delved deeper into the underground complex, they found a chamber that contained a series of intricate machines and devices, unlike anything they had ever seen before. These machines seemed to be some kind of biological laboratory, capable of altering the DNA of living organisms. The team realized that the civilization that had built this city had been experimenting with genetic engineering, and that they had created a race of beings that were part human and part alien. These beings, known as the Nephilim, had been the inhabitants of the lost city, and they had been wiped out by the catastrophic event that had destroyed the city. The team was stunned by this revelation. They had uncovered the truth behind the lost city, but it was a truth that was far more bizarre and unsettling than anything they could have imagined. The implications of their discovery were staggering, and they knew that they had stumbled upon something that could change the course of human history. As the team made their way back to civilization, they knew that their lives would never be the same. They had uncovered the secrets of the lost city, but they had also unleashed a new set of questions and mysteries that would haunt them for the rest of their lives. As the team dug deeper into the ruins of the lost city, they began to piece together the story of the civilization that once inhabited it. At first, The clues were cryptic and confusing, but slowly they started to make sense. They discovered that the city had been built by a highly advanced and technologically sophisticated society, far beyond anything that had existed on Earth at the time. The architecture, the engineering, and the materials used were all highly unusual and difficult to explain. It was as if the builders of the city had access to knowledge and resources that were beyond the reach of the rest of the world. As they explored the city further, the team found evidence of a catastrophic event that had destroyed much of the city and its inhabitants. As the team continued to excavate the ruins of the lost city, they uncovered more and more clues about the civilization that had once thrived there. Strange artifacts and structures that defied explanation were found around every corner. But it was not until they made a startling discovery in the heart of the city that they truly began to understand the magnitude of what they had uncovered. The team had been exploring one of the larger buildings in the city, a structure that appeared to have been a kind of temple or shrine, when they stumbled upon a hidden chamber. The entrance was concealed behind a large stone slab that had been carefully disguised to blend in with the rest of the wall. But once they had found it, they knew they had stumbled upon something significant. The chamber was small and cramped, barely large enough to hold the team and their equipment. But what it lacked in size, it more than made up for in the sheer strangeness of its contents. The walls were covered in intricate carvings and glyphs, most of which were completely unknown to the team. But what really caught their attention was the object in the center of the room. It was a small, ornately carved box, made of a dark, polished stone that seemed to shimmer in the dim light of the chamber. It was obvious that the box was important, but no one was quite sure why. For several long minutes, the team stood there in silence, gazing at the box as if it held the key to the mysteries of the universe. Finally, one of the team members reached out and tentatively touched the box. As soon as their fingers made contact, something extraordinary happened. The room began to shake and vibrate, as if an earthquake had suddenly struck. The team members clung to each other for support, fear etched on their faces. And then, just as suddenly as it had begun, the shaking stopped. The team members slowly regained their balance and looked around, wondering what had just happened. But it was immediately apparent that things had changed. The glyphs on the walls had begun to glow with an otherworldly light, and a faint humming sound filled the air. It was then that the team realized what they had uncovered. The lost civilization that had once inhabited the city had possessed knowledge and technology far beyond anything that had ever been seen on Earth. And this box was just a small piece of that incredible legacy. Over the course of the next few hours, the team worked feverishly to unlock the secrets of the box. It was no easy task. The box seemed to be designed to be virtually indestructible, and every attempt to pry it open or break it apart met with failure. But finally, after hours of work, they found the key. As they opened the box, a blinding light filled the chamber, and the team members shielded their eyes. But as the light faded, they saw what lay inside the box, a small, glowing crystal, pulsing with a gentle, otherworldly light. It was then that the truth was revealed. The lost civilization that had once lived in the city had been more than just an advanced society. They had been in contact with beings from beyond our world, and had harnessed incredible energies and technologies to unlock the secrets of the universe. As the team gazed at the glowing crystal, they knew that their discovery would change the course of human history forever. The lost city of Antarctica had revealed its secrets, and the team had been the ones to uncover them. As the final chapter of The Lost City of Antarctica, uncovering the mysterious civilization beneath the ice, draws to a close, the reader is left with a sense of awe and wonder at the magnitude of what has been uncovered. The journey has been long and perilous, but it has been worth every moment. The team of explorers and scientists who set out on this expedition were driven by a sense of curiosity and the desire to uncover something truly extraordinary. What they found was beyond their wildest imaginations. As the story comes to an end, we reflect on the legacy of the lost city and the implications of its discovery. The ruins and artifacts that were found reveal a civilization that was advanced beyond what we previously believed possible for such a remote and isolated region. The city itself was a marvel of engineering and architecture, with structures that were still standing despite